are the perks, and these perks are common to many of the IS or international schools. When I say international schools, I'm referring to schools that are very expensive. These are the schools for the rich kids. You know, the kids of ambassadors, the kids of politicians, of celebrities. That's where these kids are studying. That's why if you will look at the school profile, their tuition fee is really, really high. In the Philippines, it's millions, for instance, or 700,000 pesos a year in the Philippines. It can be millions a year. I'm looking forward to experiencing how it's like to be a teacher in an international school and also in a different culture altogether. Okay, so having said that, these are the common perks. Sorry, I took a long detour from this one. So these are the common perks in international schools. Number one is you will have a fully furnished accommodation for free. These international schools, they usually have teacher accommodation within the campus. Okay? And it's for free. So therefore, you don't have to worry about your rent, unlike in the US. Like the majority of your salary will go to your rent. Okay? So there's usually free accommodation. So you either stay in their faculty housing within the campus, or they will give you an accommodation allowance. Okay, that's big, right? So like in my school where I will be teaching, they have a faculty housing within the campus, and it's for free. So if you're coming as a family, your apartment is going to be with 2 bedrooms. If you're a single teacher, then it's a 1-bedroom apartment for you. Again, it's fully furnished. There's TV, there's couch, fridge, everything that you need. You just have to move in. And again, it is for free. Next, it is common for these schools to cover the airfare of the family. Okay, so take note of that. For my school, I will not be paying for any airfare. They will book my flight from Manila to Russia. So I'm not paying anything for my airfare. And when it's the turn of my family to follow me in Russia, my school will also book their flight. So I will not have to pay for their flight from Manila to Russia. So again, the first one is free accommodation. The next one is free flight, right? Next, they also give free travel allowance each year, back and forth. Let us say it's winter break and you want to go back to your home country for a visit, right? They will also cover the fare, and it's yearly. So you have a round trip travel allowance. Isn't that good? Do you still want to apply in the US? Okay, so free travel allowance back and forth. I want to write it down. Again, I'm writing on a brown paper. Free travel allowance. Next, it is also common, and this is also a perk, one of the perks that I am going to receive at my school in Russia is the medical insurance. It is for free and includes my family. And the medical insurance is international. Okay, so free medical insurance. Again, that includes the teacher and the dependents. Okay, number 5. If you're coming with a school-aged dependent, like your children, your kids will study in the school where you will be teaching for free. Okay? For free. It's common. Other schools would only shoulder like a certain percentage of the tuition. Okay, so but in the school where I'm hired to teach, is for free. So my son will study in that international school, and I'm not going to pay any tuition, right? So free education for the dependents. So that's 5 already, right? And this, in the US though, your dependents, if they're school age, they're also free. Don't worry about that. So this one, US and international schools share the same privilege for the dependents. Okay, another perk, one of the perks if you teach at an international school is that, hang on. Okay, transportation allowance is also given, right? So free transportation, right? So if you are not staying within the campus, say you decided to stay outside of the campus, then you will have to travel every day to and from school, right? They will give you a transportation allowance. But if you stay within campus, obviously you don't need any transportation allowance. Like in the school where I will be teaching, the school housing, the housing for the faculty is within the campus. So I will just have to walk. So for this school, they will not give me any transportation allowance. Okay, so that's number 6. Okay, number 7. You will have paid, all holidays are paid. Okay, paid holidays. And some holidays are long, like winter, right? And whatever holidays they have, that is paid. Next, number 8. Most international schools would give you a moving allowance, okay? You have a moving allowance. In the school where I will be teaching, they will give me a moving allowance. And it's like $500 US. Okay, $500 US for moving allowance. And that is separate from the shipping allowance, okay? So what is this shipping allowance? The shipping allowance is, suppose you are going to bring lots of your things from your country, right? And it has to be shipped. They will pay for it, okay? So moving allowance, shipping allowance, you will not see this part as parts of the employment package if you apply in the US. No, it's only in international schools. All right, number 10. What else? Oh, the salary, right? The most important thing. Okay, the salary, I'll just give you an idea. My salary in this school is the same as the entry salary in Florida, where I taught for 5 years. So I'll be receiving the same salary as the first year's teachers in Florida, correct? So it's a bit lower than the salary that I had in Florida when I left there. But even then, so what is the entry salary in Florida now? It's $47,500, right? A year. I will be receiving a little bit higher than that in Russia. But with all the perks that I'll be receiving, I don't have to pay for the apartment. I don't have to, pay for the airfare of my family, right? Okay, so I have, and if you look, some international schools, they would even pay higher than what will be paid in Russia. I saw one in China. Their lowest pay, the entry level for the salary in China, is one of the schools there that I saw, is $59,000 US. It's even higher than US salary if you're starting, right? If you have master's degree, then it will be higher. And then you have a free apartment. They'll take care of your airfare, right? So can you see now that there's actually a better option? If US is something that, kind of scaring you, for instance, or getting a job offer is difficult, it's been elusive, you've been trying, maybe it's time for you to try applying in international schools. Correct? I haven't mentioned this as well. Did you know that in international schools, most of them, the salary is tax free? There's no tax. So the school where I will be working in this coming school year, my salary is also tax free. So in the end, I have more take home pay teaching at an international school than teaching at a public school in the US. Okay? I hope I'm not forgetting anything. So I already mentioned about the tax. Oh, they also have like a bonus each time you finish a contract. So the contract is yearly renewed. Okay, so in the US, if you go there on J1 visa, you're tax free for the first 2 years only. It will be refunded to you 100% on J1 visa. But in international schools, really, the school will pay for the teacher's tax. Okay, so I hope I'm not forgetting any. Oh, in my school where I will be teaching, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned already, my meals 3 times a day is free. So I will eat in school. And because my son is also going to study in that school, his 3 meals a day is also free. So only my husband will think about his food, right? Okay, Sir Bagtas, I don't know yet the overtime pay, but usually in those schools they don't, have like lots of overtime that they need to do. So that thing I don't know yet. So, and I don't know yet if you're allowed to do other job besides teaching. In the US, you cannot have other jobs, right? Because that's a visa violation. I don't know yet the other, things. I will know when I get there, and I will continue to share those information to you. Yes, according to, I asked this, my husband can work. Okay, but I'm sure he will have a problem with the language because within the school is English. So by the way, are you required to speak the language of the school, the country? For instance, if the school where you're applying at is in China, are you required to learn Mandarin or whatever? No, it's an international school. The language is English. So like this here in Russia, I'm not required to study the language because the children speak English. 96% are Russian, but they all speak English. So like English is their second language. I'm sure if you teach in Russia in public schools, English might be a challenge, but these are international schools. Okay? So that Sir Chadi, I'm not familiar yet with the OEC. I will find that out later on in the process. Oh, I forgot. They also will reimburse all the expenses for my visa application. So I just have to save all the receipts and they will reimburse to me whatever I spent in my visa application. Ma'am Laylene, I'm not in Russia yet. I'm in the Philippines. Okay? So there, according to the HR there, they will start the seminar. The teachers will start reporting to school to attend seminar in August 12th. The classes will start in August 26th. So they are hoping that I'll be there starting August 1st. So they're expecting me to be in Russia from August 1st through August 12th. Okay, so the other details I will know as I go through the process, and I'm planning to share them with you, whichever things I am allowed to share or I can share with you. For now, these are the information. Okay, so I think that's it for me. So I'm now going to answer your questions. All right.